The majority of the numbers that you see in the newspaper, that you read in books, that you see in TV, that you even see at work are either wrong or misleading or both. My name is John Johnson, and I am delighted to be here today to talk to you about data and what I call Everydata, the little information and misinformation in your everyday life. We live in an unprecedented time. Given the explosion in computing power, storage capacity, and all of the different sources of data, from our smartwatches to our smartphones, to our computers, to our TVs, and our cars, not to mention drones and other things that are coming, we're not going to be dealing with less data in the world, we're only going to be dealing with more. What that means is this problem isn't going away. My specialty is something called econometrics. What we do in my field is we combine what we know about the real world with the data we see to try to find answers to practical problems. Let me give you an example. A parent of a brand new baby boy in 1996. You hear on the radio that 4 out of 5 pediatricians recommend Gerber baby food. And you think to yourself, well, that's great. I'm going to run out and buy Gerber. Problem is, it turns out that that number is a little bit misleading. When we dig a little deeper, we actually find out that that's based on some faulty statistics. What it actually is called is cherry picking. The claim is based on real data, so it's not that they falsified the numbers in that respect, but it's how they use the numbers and what they included in the sample that actually affects the results. Because it turns out that when you survey pediatricians, there's a very large number that don't recommend baby food at all. So they took those out of the picture. And then, of those that do recommend baby food, there's a very large percentage of those that don't recommend any brand. So they took them out as well. What did that leave us with? Well, 4 out of 5 pediatricians, of the limited set of pediatricians who recommended a brand of baby food, recommended Gerber baby food. That's an example of cherry picking. Here's another example where an average is lying to you and misleading you. Think about what cities have deputy mayors. Deputy mayors are not in every town. In fact, deputy mayors are only in the largest cities in the US. Every local town has a mayor, and in fact, a great number of mayors make less than $10,000 a year, according to a recent study. When you look at the deputy mayors, which is a selected group of people from cities like New York and Chicago, the giant cities, you see the average is much higher. What's the point? The point is looking at a simple average without thinking about what is the group underneath the average, what is the average obscuring, can mislead you when you make decisions. The most common mistake I see, and this is true for both businesses and individuals, is an over-reliance on anecdotal experiences. We all love to think that what we've experienced on a daily basis somehow is going to predict the future for us. I might go and stop at Starbucks and have a coffee in the morning and I have a great day. That doesn't mean if I buy Starbucks again tomorrow and the next day I'm always going to have the same great day. Another common mistake is confusing correlations with causation. Think about the fact that every Monday the garbage truck comes, and right before the garbage truck comes, your dog starts to bark. Does that mean the fact that your dog is barking causes the garbage truck to come? Of course not. Your dog has good hearing and can actually hear the truck coming. That's the difference between correlation and causation. After people hear me speak, I want them to not be afraid to think critically about data and ask the right questions. We're somewhat conditioned to just believe that numbers are facts. Facts are objective. What I want you to be able to do is when you see a number, step back and think about, what does that number mean to me? What questions I should be asking to know whether or not that information, that statistic, that average actually supports the position that someone is making, or is there more to the story?